some nerd power. It's the Falcon Paladin Hour, a podcast by Falcon, Paladin, and Somicron. Falcon hates puns and thinks that they're all wrong. One's American and one is an Aussie. Talking about StarCraft 2 and the esports scene.
Hello.
Well, hello.
And welcome to Somicron is very angry that Rogue made roaches, and Maru can do absolutely nothing about it. Oh, thank you for the 10-month sub.
Yeah. You've been 10-month affiliated. Congratulations.
I know, it's amazing.
Very cool.
Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm. All right. So those of you who don't know what Somicron is talking about, it's just GSL Championship for Season 1 here.
Where the best Zerg made one of the worst Zerg units and won 4 games to 1?
I believe it was a 4-1. Hold on.
It was 4-1. That was the score.
Okay.
Yeah.
You just sounded questioning, and I was like, well, now I'm questioning.
I mean, I'm questioning as to why it happened.
Because Maru refused to make Banshees?
No, he made Banshees 1 game.
In the game that he won, he did, and then he never did again. Because I don't know why. Come on, man. Right? Is that accurate?
Yeah, that's
It's like,
accurate.
oh, Roach man, roaches are overpowered. In the one game he made 2 Banshees, he won. Looks like there were really hard counters to roaches. Who knew? If you don't make them, they look really good. Also,
yeah.
Ravagers. There were Ravagers involved, and Queens often. He didn't just make roaches. I know that's the meme. I'm just saying it wasn't just roaches. That's all.
That's true. That is true.
Okay. Like, I get it. Haha, only roaches. Haha, super funny. But, like, the reality is, Ravagers were in a hugely important part of that. Because how else did he get rid of the tanks? I don't know. Corrosive Biles, maybe? Roaches can't do that.
It's true. That's true. Yeah. But you know how you make Ravagers? Roaches.
Yes. So the fact that Ravagers come from roaches mean all he made were roaches. Fair enough. Which means...
Lava! Goddamn lava is overpowered. We should remove it from the game. Please.
And also, anybody who wins the game with Banelings is really only winning with Lings. Because Banelings come from Lings. That's it. It's only Zerglings.
Yep. That's accurate. Well, at least the next GSL, the Super Tournament, is in like 6 days. So I won't have to play Protoss for very long.
That is true. That's really nice. That worked out quite nicely for you, I believe.
Yeah. I'll play for like 2 months, so I'm going to keep playing Protoss till the next season of GSL, not the Super Tournament. That's not fair.
Oh, well, very nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So here's the thing about these super tournaments. I think Protoss have won like 90% of these over the last couple of years. I don't know what it is about these, but like Protoss kicks butt. That said, there's only 3 Protoss out of 16 spots.
Yes.
So it's going to be hard for them to pull that off this time, I think.
Half the bracket is Terran.
Yeah, look at all them Terrans.
Out of 16 spots, there are 8 Terrans, 5 Zergs, 3 Protoss. 3 lonely Protoss.
I mean, it's Trap and SOS and Jean. So,
yeah.
It's okay, I guess.
It's okay. I can definitely see 2 of those Protoss moving forward. I don't particularly feel good about Jean.
Yeah, me neither. He's okay.
No, but he's up. He's okay, but he's up against Dark, right?
Yeah, he's got to beat Dark and then beat the winner of Rogue and Solar. It's like,
so he's got to beat Dark, then he's got to beat Rogue.
Yeah, probably. I mean, ZVZ is a squishy matchup, so I mean, Solar could get out of that through some miracle of the weirdness of ZVZ. I'm saying he could. I'm not putting any money on it. I'm not betting. Just saying there's a potential outcome here.
Okay.
But it doesn't matter. I'm just saying it's not happening for him.
It seems unlikely.
Yeah.
Can I just take a bone to pick with whoever put 3 of the 4 horsemen in the one side of the bracket?
Yeah,
Like,
whoever seeded this is stupid.
I don't know how
Agreed.
this was seeded, but come on, man. 2 and 2,
Yeah.
make it even.
Out of Beyond Inno and Maru, only one of them can make it into the semifinal. That's really dumb. Yeah.
Yeah.
It should be fun.
Should be
Are
good.
the times when they start halfway decent for North American viewers?
No.
The answer is not really. No.
No. They're at like a
No.
6 p.m. Australian, so that's like a 2 a.m. for you, I think.
Some of them are 2 a.m. The best I have is like a 5:30 a.m. start
That's
time,
not
which
awful.
is it's doable. It's not ideal, but it's doable. Yeah.
I mean,
Maybe I'll watch Maru smack around Ragnarok at 5:30 on the 20th.
Well, the finals are also at the same time, I believe. Actually, they're slightly earlier, so like a 4:30 for you, I think, which is also, I feel, doable.
Yeah, doable.
Doable.
It's yeah. All right, cool. Should be fun.
Do you want to make predictions? Like, do you want to make a bet, maybe?
You want us to each pick a player at this round of 16?
Yeah, that's what we normally do. For the that's how we've always done it. Is once the playoffs start, and GSL Super Tournament is always playoffs. So there's no group stage.
Right. No, it's true. Well, based on the bracket, I feel like Rogue is a pretty solid path to the finals, honestly. Like all the really elite Terrans on the other side, Traps on the other side.
I mean, he'll likely beat Solar, then he'll have to face Dark, then TY. That would be my guess for how that's going to go. That's a rough. That's...
Yeah, TY is no pushover. Dark isn't either. It's a good point.
Yeah.
It's not like the other side of the bracket's any better. I mean, if you pick your Maru, he's got to beat Ragnarok, probably Innovation, maybe Trap, Beyond. I mean...
Sure. There's a lot of rough picks. You still want to take Rogue?
I'm thinking about it.
Okay.
Are you going with Maru?
No.
What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Beyond.
What? What has Beyond done in the last forever years?
World champion. He won a championship after coming back from military. He was the first pro gamer ever to do that.
When was this? Give me a year on that.
This year.
What?
Yeah, Beyond came back from military this year and won a... what did he win? I don't remember now. I don't remember the name of the tournament he won.
Wikipedia says...
Results.
Team Liquid Starlit... No.
Might have been last year. Was it last year?
No. It doesn't have any premier first place finishes since 2016.
You could have sworn he won something.
Cheesadelphia.
That might have been it.
Cheesadelphia Winter. Asus Rogue Online 2020. Back in November.
Let's see.
Those are the things that he's done in the last calendar year.
He won Oli Moly in April. Wardy Spring Championship.
I mean, he's got some great victories, but none of them are premier tournament wins.
I swear he won something.
Okay. Well, Wikipedia is missing something then, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess sometimes they screw it up.
It must be.
It's mostly a Counter-Strike website anyway.
It's true.
Yeah.
He won the Laughing Falcon Invitational 3. There you go. That's what I'm basing it on.
I mean, it was pretty good competition, in all fairness. Like, that was really good. Is that on the Wikipedia page?
Yeah. Yes, it is. You know who he did it versus? So you got to scroll down to the big spreadsheet and then just look for it there.
It's not even in minor tournaments?
No, it is a minor tournament.
Oh, okay.
It's listed as minor. He did it 4-2 over Trap, which, looking at the bracket, I mean, Traps is probably his biggest immediate opponent.
That's a familiar name.
Yeah. So I think he beats Bunny. I think Trap beats QO. I think Beyond beats Trap. And then he's probably versing Inno or Maru. In which case, you know, I feel relatively good about that as well.
All right. Well, that's what you're doing then, huh?
Yeah. What are you doing?
I guess I got to stick with the hot hand.
Okay.
Got to go with Rogue, who can apparently win GSLs with nothing but roaches. So I'm interested to see him do this all the way through the Super Tournament.
Yep.
I mean, feasibly, you can win ZVZs with only roaches.
Yeah.
You can win ZVTs with only roaches too if you do it fast enough.
Mm-hmm.
Entirely possible that he could make nothing but roaches and win this whole thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Man, now I want to see it. Would that be incredible?
Incredible's a word.
Oh my gosh. People would go bonkers. They would be tweeting in such angry ways if he literally just made nothing but roaches the whole time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Whew. People would be beside themselves with anger and rage. I think it'd be fun.
Yeah, it would be fun in like watching a train wreck kind of way. Like,
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It's not
Not
like
that everyone's doing great.
It's not a take your kid to Chuck E. Cheese kind of fun, right? Where it's just joyful and humorous and there's pizza. No, it's not like that.
No. Agreed. Different kinds, for sure. Anyway, yeah, I'm just saying, if Maru decides to make some banshees, things go much differently in GSL. That's it.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I don't
But
disagree.
again, classic Maru, like, incredible player, sometimes does stuff that random players like us can be like, decision making here, my guy.
We need to have a word. Management would like a word, sir.
Your fan base. Your fan base would like a word. Anywho's.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's the StarCraft news, I guess.
Well, while we're on StarCraft, let's talk about
Yeah.
Pig's Subathon, because it's currently going to go. It's currently been running for the last 4.5 hours, and he's already received enough subs to extend it for the next 18.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
So him and his partner Dot are very concerned that they might just be forced to stream till they die.
Yes. Which, man, you would get the views though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're dead. So
Yeah. So at 5,000 subs, Pig has to shave his head, and that's their final stretch goal. And I think it doesn't look unreasonable.
Gotta be careful about shaving your head as you get older, because I've known at least 3 or 4 dudes who like shaved their head and never really came back. Like their hair seemed to be doing great, and then they shaved their head, and it was like, you're balding now. I was like, wait, what? Huh? So that's all. I'm scared to do that personally. So maybe
Really?
be careful.
Really? Okay. Well,
Yeah.
What, by the way, what are the conditions of this bet?
See, I'm terrified now at this point of shaving my head. So
Shaving heads. Okay, got it.
yeah, no kidding. No.
No. Okay.
No. Anyway.
Chicken.
Yeah, so nice job, Pig. Killing it.
Yep. Everyone go say hi to him. He'll be streaming for the next week, so.
Yeah, you can probably find a slower time on the stream when he'll see your chat.
They apparently have a stream set up for when he sleeps, because you can do that on Twitch.
Yeah. No, there was a dude who did a 24-hour a day stream for like a month and slept on stream.
Yeah, lovely. Everyone, it's where the subathon idea came from. Everyone's copying him, which is going to be interesting. So, if you want to watch Pig sleep, I'm hoping he's the kind of person who talks in his sleep, because I mean, what else are you going to do while you're sleeping? Like, what are people going to watch? I should say.
Snores loudly. Yeah.
Says words. Yeah. Comes up with build orders.
That would be hilarious.
It's how Florencio gets his shots.
15 racks.
Conk without stim.
Command center. Skip warp gate. That would be amazing.
That would be. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Now we're done with the StarCraft news.
Okay. I actually
else?
just saw a tweet you might be interested in.
Okay.
Final Fantasy VII Remake episode Yuffie is download code only. Australian retailer EB Games confirmed the expansion will be a code supplied in the box for disc copies.
Okay.
Anyway, did you already know this?
No, but given that I can't get my hands on a PS5, without selling my left leg, I don't think it matters.
That's an excellent point.
That Squeenix has often screwed Australia when it comes to Final Fantasy VII. See, about a year ago, and the cost it took me to get the motorbike.
Yep, I recall that whole story. That was a good one. Good saga.
Yep.
Okay, well, we're not gonna dwell on the fact that PlayStation 5s are impossible to get. Even here, I've got coworkers that have just given up at this point. They're sad,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
you know, what else do you do?
I'm actually still really disappointed that the 1-year anniversary and exclusivity deal of Final Fantasy VII Remake came and went, and they did not announce it for the PC. That is like the world's most pointless exclusivity deal. If you don't intend to release it on other platforms after the deal is up.
Yeah, it's an excellent point. Like, why did you even do it?
Yeah, but I've been looking at the other games that they've been announcing for Final Fantasy VII, primarily the Battle Royale mobile game. 3 words I'm not... Well, 4 words, technically. I'm not super keen on for a Final Fantasy game. Battle Royale and mobile.
More than 4 words. Anyway.
Battle Royale mobile game. That's 4 words.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. But I was like skipping through the gameplay stream, and the exact point that I stopped at was the English translators talking about how you can customize and configure the control scheme, the HUD, and their point of reference was, yes, I watch a lot of StarCraft 2, and the pro gamers always have things configured to be the way they want it. And I'm like, I just can't get away. Everyone's talking about StarCraft 2.
Cannot escape.
Even in the Final Fantasies.
Yes. It's everywhere. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
All right.
So, that's that.
Yes. In anime news, there were new episodes of 86
I still haven't watched.
and Vivi's Secret Music Extravaganza Deluxe. I still don't know what that's called because the words make no sense to me at all.
Vivi's Fluorite Eye Song.
Yeah. Again, nothing. I've watched 6 episodes now, and that means nothing to me.
Well, her eyes are fluorite.
What the heck is fluorite?
It's a color. It's just
It
bright.
is?
I think so. It sounds like it.
Fluorite is a mineral form of calcium fluoride.
Yeah, but it's blue.
Yeah, kind of. The internet says it's like can be anywhere from like purple to green to blue to dark to like black. I don't think there's any one color of this thing.
Okay.
Did they explain this, or are you just like, well, obviously that's the color of her eyes, so
I'm like, that's the closest we're getting. Well, here's the thing. It's called fluorite eyes, right? So I'm looking at her eyes and I'm like, those must be fluorite.
I guess sure.
They're kind of a dark blue, so it's fine.
Yeah, fair enough.
Still good, although she's lost her memories.
Yeah, it was almost like the kind of episode where it's been a couple months. Like they took a hiatus mid-season and then they come back and they're like, so, quick recap. It's like a bit of a recap episode, which is like, why? Why? You've been airing weekly.
Well,
there have been no breaks. Like, I get that she had a reset. She freaked out at the last episode, which was really good. And they didn't make it clear that this happened to her. So they had to explain that this happened. But then they spent forever reestablishing the relationship between Matsumoto and Vivi. It's like, we know it already. We've been here.
We know it. But it's weird. It's like a catch-up episode like Wonder Egg did or something. But there's also a lot of time spent to establishing Ophelia and the fact that Diva is a significantly more popular songstress now. That years have gone by. She's 65 now, which means the Robo Apocalypse is in like 30 years. I couldn't decide if I wanted to say 3 decades or 30 years.
Yep. Right. Doing the math. Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So there are so many questions to deal with artificial intelligence in this show.
Mm-hmm.
Like Ophelia, who's a younger robot who is considered a sister of Diva because
All songstresses are. Yeah.
sort of a clone of her in some way. Eh,
It's the same with the life worker.
yeah.
They're all
So,
that
like,
same model of generational line of autonomous robots. They don't
Yeah.
need anything else. They're self-maintaining kind of.
Yeah. So they're not direct clones, but they're just the same specs. What's up, Kai?
Hey, Kai.
Anyway, so Ophelia is like nervous. He's like, wait, what? They have emotions now? When did this happen?
They've always had emotions.
I'm not sure.
Vivi's entire first 4 episodes are going around asking people, what does it mean to sing from the heart? Because she's not sure what that means.
She doesn't know.
Right,
She
but
doesn't have-
but she's clearly
Well, that's the thing. Throughout the show, they've had her be nervous or scared or confused.
Yeah.
Or she has human emotions sometimes and certain ones, not all of them. Mm-hmm. So it's like, why? Why would you program in emotions into your singing robot? How does this possibly help her?
I don't think these AIs are necessarily a straight programming, I open up my developer program, my environment, and I write lines of code, and then I hit export to the robot. I don't think this this kind of AI works like that. I think it's a neural net grown, right? And so you have something that's deeply complex is trying to understand other people, and that needs to affect them through singing, and that's deeply complex. And it's also what design it has. Yes, thank you, Aki. It also has to act in a way that is human-ish. So they give it the base points of here's how you walk, here's basic mannerisms, right? But then it just learns and grows, and I think as a part of that, being sad when the child in the second episode gets blown up in a plane, right?
Do we know that's what she was feeling? She clearly tried to stop it.
Yeah, because she's sad. She breaks down and cries when she sees her sister years later. She clearly had a deep emotional attachment to this child, her first fan, who gave her a
Hang
band.
on. Did she ever cry?
Yeah, I think she cried.
Because there have been times she's been in the rain or been wet
She
and
was in space.
water's running down her eyes.
It's space in the time. I'm pretty sure she cried.
I don't have water in space. Good point. Okay, fair enough. Okay, so again, what this does is it introduces the concept that these are learning, growing, developing AIs. They're not rigid. They're not programmed. They're not put in a box. They are set out into the world and allowed to grow and learn and change.
Right, to match their one mission.
Yeah, within the constraints of their one mission. Right.
Yeah. Which is why some of the other robots define their mission as like having a soul.
Yeah. It's a purpose. It's a drive. It's whatever.
Yeah. It's their emotional core.
Fair enough. I'm also curious to know if, I don't know. So when we meet Diva, she's singing on a tiny stage and nobody comes to see her except for this one little girl. Mm-hmm. And then she does manage to start booking some better venues. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's all the same park, so she just gets promoted, I guess, within the same company.
Right. Basically, more people watch her, so they move her to a bigger stage. It's the TLDR.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then she gets her memory reset. She loses all her memories of everything with Matsumoto for a while, years. Mm-hmm. And now she's the biggest star of the whole park. She's selling out grand stage crowds, and people are going nuts for her, and she's incredibly confident. And it's I wonder if all the stuff Matsumoto was having her do was holding her back at all, or maybe not.
No, because I think Matsumoto talks about the reason why she was chosen is essentially that she as a songstress went nowhere originally in the timeline. And so, but as the first of her kind of bot, she was put in display and her body didn't get used for parts. And that's why the guy who wanted to use her knew that she would still be around no matter what in 100 years, right? At the time. So then they talk about how as they affect history by altering the course, her singing gets more popular. Like, she as a seamstress is better to, not seamstress, songstress, is able to write songs that better affect people and make them happy, which makes her be more popular, which moves her up. It's the idea of the tower in the background that as it climbs is supposed to be a barometer to their success or failure to stop the impending robo apocalypse isn't, I think, the right barometer. I think it's her singing. Like, that as they get closer, she is becoming a better and better singer. And even though they reset her, they didn't remove everything. She still had the combat program that activated when she was in danger.
True. But she wasn't aware of it, and she never had any use for it at all until that point. So,
right. But
yes.
what I'm saying is these things are clearly still with her, deep in her soul or whatever.
Yeah,
right?
and she sees Matsumoto, and she knows him to be like, all right, what's going on? Yeah.
She's talking about having, like, an inkling in the back of her mind in the archive that there's something there, but if she pokes it, she was worried it'll undo all of her success.
Progress. And she recognizes that dude, too. The dude who came to, like, see her at the rehearsal, and that's why she left, and that's why she was in danger. Yeah.
Which I am very interested to who he is, because he intentionally looks like the guy she saved, but he's like an old man by now.
Yeah. It's gotta be, I mean, this has to be like a generational conflict. Like, these poor freedom fighters who are trying to wipe out all the AI, and this stupid eternal robot keeps stopping them. Like, I imagine she's fairly famous within their circles, you know?
Well, she saved him on 3 separate accounts, right? Like,
yeah.
At the building, in space, and then at the island. It's the one guy, as he's like a young dude, a 30s dude, and then like a late 40s. And now this guy's young again.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's a son.
Okay, who has the same scar.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because, like, remember the episode 1, the leader of the revolutionary group, I think, was the dad of the guy that she keeps saving.
If he is, I missed that. So, okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they had some conversation about that.
Okay.
And so it's I mean, it doesn't have to be, but I really feel like it's this generational thing where different generations of human revolutionaries keep getting their lives saved / being thwarted by this one singing robot.
Yeah.
Like, I imagine they're all very aware of the stories, and they get passed down from generation to generation.
Right. If we don't plan our heist to stop these robots just perfectly, Beyonce is going to come and attack us, and then
Robot Beyonce will stop us all. Yeah, I love that idea. That's very funny.
You can.
So yeah,
they can use that for the live action version on Netflix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beyonce can play Vivi. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So anyway, it's good. It's just, it was almost a complete waste of time. This whole episode was introducing us to Ophelia. Like, the end.
Did you watch the after credits bit?
Where they kind of talk about the next week's episode?
I think so. I think it was. It might have been on the next week's episode. It might have been at the very end of the episode. I'm not sure if it was before or after the credits. I don't remember. Where they say what the next time rift thing that they have to change, the next singularity point. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So based on the fact that her name is Ophelia, is pretty on the nose.
A little bit.
Are you familiar? Yeah, just the Shakespeare character, right?
Yeah. There's a meme that a guy that I watch on YouTube who does exploratory videos on movies and stuff that he uses. It's a guy who's saying, I know writers who use subtext and they're all cowards.
Wow, that's a take. All right.
Yeah. It's, calling a character Ophelia,
That's not even subtext. That's just text.
No, that's the point, that it's not subtext, because people who use subtext are cowards.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it felt so on the nose. It's like, no, makes perfect sense.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, it's good. Still enjoying it. It's very nice.
Yeah.
And then you didn't see 86?
I did not see 86, unfortunately.
86 doesn't really go anywhere either, to be honest with you.
It's not going anywhere yet? Okay.
It's just our protagonist wrestling with her like her morality, right? It's just the question of I say I care about these people, but I'm not really doing anything to save them from the predicament they're in. So and I can't really do anything by myself. So it's like that's the whole thing. That is the entire episode.
Okay. I mean,
Yeah,
I look forward to it.
yeah, it's good. It's still good. And again, wrestling with those kind of questions is what makes media good. I think if
Yeah.
you're not asking any kind of question that's worth thinking about, then what are you doing?
Right. So, just in other anime news, Super Cub had an entire episode dedicated to a teenage girl in her high school summer vacation trying to ride her motorbike up Mount Fuji, and I love everything about it. Because
That sounds like it's right up your alley, man.
yeah, the show is all about girls learning friendship or something through riding motorbikes. But I say motorbikes, we're talking scooters, right? Like these are 100cc
Yeah.
engine mopeds, right? That
So not intended to go up mountains, is what you're saying.
not intended to go up Mount Fuji, no. But
Okay.
yeah, it's wholesome and fun, and I like it. But there's a little bit of like, okay, calm down. Like, the things you are saying do not make sense here from a motorcyclist's perspective. Like, she's talking about like the frame buckling, but the electricals are on point. Like, they're on the money. I'm like, what the fuck you on about, lady?
Yeah. But I mean, we've talked about this. Anything you're an expert in, if you watch it portrayed in media, they always get it wrong every time.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yes.
Okay.
It's everything up till that point. Like this, like episode 5 or something, was fine. It was all perfectly good, normal stuff. Where it's like her learning where her reserve fuel lever is because she runs out of petrol, and like riding in the rain and learning you need to buy a raincoat, right? And getting a job, and she's always like on the edge of doing something wrong in her job where they're like, you have to wear the school uniform because it's technically school business and we're paying you for this. And then she buys the raincoat, and I'm like, are they gonna punish her for not wearing the school uniform? And then she almost forgets her packages. And it's like all stuff that normal people do, and there's no real plot, but it's always been kind of believable. But then they have this girl riding her moped up Mount Fuji, which has happened. Someone has ridden one of her kinds of bikes up Mount Fuji, but the things she is saying don't make sense. Like, she's talking about the frame buckling. I'm like, that's not a good thing. That's way worse than the electricals being slightly off.
Yeah. So good, but annoying in ways.
Yeah. And Comic-Con Communicate is getting an anime adaptation, which I know you've probably never heard of this.
Nope.
But it is a manga that is kind of like a Silent Voice, except more explicit in the fact that it's like a rom-com about a girl who has a communication order, and she writes everything on a notebook, right? Like, Silent Voice, she's deaf in this, she can't talk very well, and so she just writes everything on a notebook, which is going to make it interesting for an anime where the main character has no lines, essentially. They just write things. Yeah, so I'm excited for that. I know you don't care, but
yeah,
that's it.
No, sounds fine. I'm okay with enjoyed mangas getting adapted. Very cool.
Yep.
In My Hero Academia news, we're still doing our little inter-squad scrimmages between Class 1A and 1B.
Yeah, that's the next 3 seasons.
Oh my gosh, probably. I mean, no. Apparently, I don't know. There's other stuff that's going into this season, but man, it sure feels like all we're going to get is this.
Yeah, so what's up with Deku? Has anything happened to him recently? Because I have future spoilers, but I don't want to be like, has X, Y, or Z happened yet?
In the first episode of the season, it was really cool. He had a dream where he like saw the beginnings of All for One and One for All, and how they're brothers and their conflict and what happened between them. And like the original All for One, original One for All was like speaks to him directly, but it's real cryptic and it doesn't really mean anything. And then the dream ends and his
it's Korra discovering the first avatar versus the other spirit monster guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he is one for all. There's a one for all activates while he's in his sleep and like blows out the windows of his dorm room.
Okay.
So that freaks him out. And All Might, as per usual, is entirely useless. It's like,
Right.
I don't know. Let me ask other people.
The guy
He's the
whose
best.
entire career was punching things doesn't know about things. Yeah. Doesn't surprise me. Okay, well, I will not.
Are those spoilers?
No, those were not the
Okay,
things. Those are not the things I was fishing for. So there are
All right.
other things that might come that I did see that I am maybe excited for and maybe like less. So
Sure.
depending on how those depends whether or not I'll pick up the last season and keep watching because I am still more than a season behind. I think.
Okay. No,
yeah.
that's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's just, I don't know. We've had better seasons. The whole overhaul season was really good. The pacing was for sure slow, but stuff happened and it was interesting. And like I thought we were done with the days of like, here's school training stuff with no stakes at all. Enjoy. Just don't care who wins these little scrimmages at all.
Right. Well, I mean, it's a Shonen Jump show, right? Like,
Yeah, I know.
there are
I know.
23 seasons of Naruto. That's what you're in for.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
But it's what it is. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Yeah. Anyway, I mean, Deco is doing more Batman stuff, which I like seeing from him. He's taking a ton of notes about the other students' powers and how they've changed since he last saw them do anything. And like talking about, how to defeat them and different counters and stuff. So he's doing that at least. Just for the longest time, he wouldn't ever think he would just kick stuff or punch stuff. And it's like, look, man.
Well, that's
This is not how we're gonna do this.
That's like the dichotomy of the show. He inherits the power to beat anyone just by punching, and he spends all of his time thinking about ways to punch them. Right? Like he doesn't need to think; he just needs to punch.
He needs to think.
But he needs to
He
think.
needs to think.
He needs to
He
think. For the show to be good, he needs to think. For him to be a good hero, he just needs to punch.
Hospital if he would think more. That's all I'm saying.
No, he'd spend this time in the hospital if he worked out before All Might came along, right? That's the entire reason he's in the hospital, is his body can't take it. If he just worked out, as a 12-year-old, little Arnold Schwarzenegger 12-year-old, he'd be fine. I mean, muscular dystrophy by the time he's 30, but he'd be fine.
He'd be fine for a good several prime years.
Like All Might.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly like All Might. Anywho. Yeah, I don't know. Like this last episode, Lita, like it's revealed that apparently he had training jet engines in his legs. And if you get older and you get better at it, then like throughout family history, you can take those out. Like you remove the pipes from your legs and new ones grow in that are better. It's like, this is some body horror stuff right here, man.
So they're like baby teeth, and then
Yeah.
But you have to manually, because baby teeth just fall out, right? Like, but these ones you have to be removed and let them grow back in as adult pipes.
Yep. He's
That's
like,
weird.
he's got this like leather strap in his mouth, and he's like biting as hard as he can and like yanking these pipes out of his legs. And I'm just like, okay, that's enough My Hero Academia for today.
Also, I like that you keep calling him Lita when there's no L in his name.
Well, it sounds like they say Lita. Sorry. Also, the way the captions go, it's like
the capital I does not have the top and bottom posts. Yeah,
right.
But I just remember this from when we were talking about My Hero Academia like 3 years ago.
Yes, I still call him Lita.
Lita.
It's true. Yeah. Look, Japanese names are hard.
Yeah, it's true. I'm not gonna argue with that.
Okay, good. I'm glad. Great news. Man, can I just talk about the Invincible meme that's like gone absolutely crazy over the last couple of weeks?
The Think.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know that anything I've ever watched has been memed this thoroughly and deeply and has been as widespread ever as fast as it was. Like that episode came out, and within a couple days, it seemed like we started seeing, you know, the reskins and the memes and the switching the characters up, the positions the same, and even some video stuff. Like there's one, you know, Portal 2, Cave Johnson, right?
Yeah. Who doesn't know Cave Johnson?
Hold on a second. Yeah, it's J.K. Simmons as well.
Mm-hmm.
So you know the lemonade speech that he gives, where he's like, if life gives you lemons, like,
yeah.
throw them back, and I'm Cave Johnson. Somehow, somebody took the animation of that scene in Invincible and put the lemon speech over the top of it with J.K. Simmons and synced the lips. So it looks like that's what he's yelling at Mark. It's amazing.
You gotta send me that link later.
Yeah. I put it in the Discord, but you know, you don't read the Discord you moderate, so it's fine.
I read a lot of the Discord. I don't read everything.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. I'll find it. Of course, I probably tossed it in memes. That'd be the right place for it.
I don't go into memes.
Oh, okay. Oh, there it is. I found it. I'll send it to you. Cool. Anyway, just the overall concept of like, okay, we have a really brutal scene in which somebody's father has literally beat the shit out of them.
Mm-hmm.
They cannot move. Their teeth are missing.
Mm-hmm.
And the dad is blaming the son for this, right? That's what the think Mark think is all about. It's your fault this is happening. If you would just use your brain, I wouldn't have to punch your face in.
Right.
And the fact that this resonates with so many people kind of scares me. Like, how many people has this been a personal experience with where they're like, oh, yeah.
Do you think that's why it's getting memed? Because it resonates?
I don't know what else. What about that exact moment in time?
Well, that you're asking that you can ask that about every meme. Like, do you think all your base do belong to us? That resonates so well with people that they had to meme it? No.
Fair point.
It's versatility and usefulness. That's why that gets memed, because it can be transposed onto hundreds of different scenarios.
It sure can. I want to know who the first person was, though, that looked at that and said, this can be Courage the Cowardly Dog. Like, I saw that one today.
Why not?
I know! It blows my mind. It's been everywhere. And again, videos and compilations. And anyway, Invincible's real good. If you haven't watched Invincible, you probably should.
It's a good show, yeah.
Yeah.
I did dip into some of the YouTube videos, like this person's entire backstory from the comics, and I'm like, man, the comics happened real different to the show.
Yeah. I mean, that's something that people have told me, is like certain things that they introduced in season 1 don't show up until way later in the comic arc. But I don't know. I've always said, changing from one medium to another, stuff's going to get changed in translation, and it's fine.
Yeah.
The show's going to be its own thing, and if changing it in this way makes it better, then great.
Yeah.
Everyone wins.
I don't have a problem with it. I'm just very like, wow, that's different.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want more. I'm glad it got renewed for a couple seasons, but I feel like we're going to have another year before season 2 comes out, so that's not cool. Yeah. You see the Tesla Cybertruck is out and running around?
No.
Yeah, somebody got video of it in Times Square, posted it a couple days ago. I just sent it to you in the Discord.
Thank you. I'll have a look at that right now.
And I'll put it into the Twitch chat as well, so people watching at home can follow along.
Sure. Wow, that looks...
It looks like a PlayStation 1 era truck.
Yep. I kind of like it for that reason, right? Like
nostalgic.
Yeah. Kind of. It's a weird blend between I can't tell if that's PlayStation 1 era or Cyberpunk has just leaked into the real world, right?
Yeah, it is kind of a cyberpunk feel a little bit. Although I think the cars so you're saying cyberpunk the concept, not the video game necessarily.
A bit of both. Like,
I mean, I don't know if there are any cars like this in the video game.
There's just that kind of sleekness to them, right?
Mm.
Cars are usually more contoured to be like aerodynamic. That is just a brick.
It's kind of aerodynamic.
Kind of like it's got like it's got like two angles on it.
Yeah, it's slanted in the front
and the back. That's it. And
Yeah.
I feel like there were cars in Cyberpunk like that.
Especially if you play it on the PlayStation 4. Which, man, somebody posted a video of like an NPC interaction where an NPC gets into a car and it explodes, right?
Right.
And they recorded it on their PlayStation, and it just looks so bad. It's an entirely different game from the one that I played. Visually, it was just like, wow. Like, I forget how vast the difference is for the poor PlayStation 4 users that they said it would be amazing for. They lied hardcore.
Yeah. Is it back on PlayStation 4 yet? Do we know?
No. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's... Last I checked, it was still not put back on the PlayStation Store. Which, I don't blame them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's nothing that CD Projekt Red has done to convince them to do so. Oh my gosh, it shows up as announced. On the PlayStation store, it says Cyberpunk 2077 unannounced project. Add it to my wish list. The release date is to be determined.
Oh, incredible.
Oh my gosh, that's brutal. It's so good. It's fair. It's entirely fair.
It's entirely fair. Yep.
So yeah, no. They're still offering Cyberpunk refunds.
Mm-hmm.
Sony is cool. All right, well, enough Cyberpunk, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, amazing.
What a
Amazing
time.
world we live in. Yep.
Yeah.
The best timeline.
It was the best of timelines. It was the worst of timelines.
Basically, yeah.
Uh,
Ugh. What else is happening in the world around?
that's something we could look at. I don't think anything's happening in the world. Not a thing.
Oh.
Nobody's launching missiles at anyone. That's nice for a change.
That's not happening at all.
Nope.
Okay, so have you heard about this ransomware hack on a pipeline in the U.S.?
No.
So ransomware attack on Colonial Pipeline, a company which operates the main gas artery along the east coast of the United States. They shut down the pipeline after discovering ransomware on their computer systems.
Interesting.
And like people on the east coast and the southern United States are going insane because there's a huge gas shortage now.
Right.
Yeah, like people are driving around different gas stations trying to find gas and they're out.
Oh, okay. Right.
Yeah, it just completely disrupted the supply chain for most of the East Coast, and people are not pleased about it.
Yeah, I can imagine. For some reason, when you said gas, so gas here means natural gas, like for cooking, like for stoves.
Right.
And so I was
Right.
like, well, that's unfortunate, but and then you're like, oh right, gas means like petrol.
Petrol. Sorry, I should have said petrol.
Yeah.
Exactly.
People, because when you said driving, I'm like, and then I'm like, they're going to server to server, right?
Yes, of course. Americans. Anywho,
Well,
that's exciting.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for those people. Yeah.
So hopefully regular supply chain stuff gets resumed and everything's cool.
Fingers
But
crossed.
who knows? I mean, I don't know. Like, we had supply chains for stuff in the computer industry messed up for the last year, and we're still feeling it. So, gross.
It's true.
Who knows anymore?
Who knows?
Yeah. Well, and then what you were referencing was some hostilities
Oh, yeah.
in the Palestine and the Israel,
Uh-huh.
which is, whew, That's a tangled knot, man.
That is quite the can of worms.
Yeah. It's probably the biggest can of worms in the world at this point, and has been for a while.
Yeah. Reddit. I've seen a bit of stuff on Reddit about it. They're all, Redditors are always so what's the right word? Empathetic. Always.
Yes.
Yeah. Deeply concerned is the way I would phrase Redditors. Not themselves are deeply concerned, but they themselves are deeply concerning.
Okay.
Uh,
I mean, here's the thing. If anybody comes at you with the whole conflict and says, like, one side is right and the other side is capital R, capital W, they're missing stuff. It's not, it's way too gray of a moral situation, and it dates back forever at this point.
yeah.
Actually, what's funny about this is that it's Hitler's fault.
Really?
Yeah.
I've not heard this take.
Okay, so Israel didn't exist until the 40s. You know why?
Why?
Because Jews wanted their own homeland. They wanted a place they could go back home to Jerusalem and live there. But the world opinion was like, nah, you're fine. Live where you are, right? Mm-hmm. Then Hitler murders 6 million of them in the Holocaust. Everybody's horrified at this. And then the Jews say, can we have a home now? And the world says yes. And the U.S. and England go, we're dumping a homeland for the Jews here. Bonk. Right in the middle. Great. Everyone move back there. Goodbye. I'm sure nothing will go wrong. That's exactly what happened. And there has been conflict ever since, from day one, because the people that were there are pissed because all these people moved in and took the best land and made it the best. And
it's the real world equivalent of the snap. Falcon and the Winter Soldier were referencing this.
it is. There's the comparison right there.
There we go.
Yeah. So Israel's like, we have the right to exist. And the people around them are like, screw you. We were here first. It's a mess. It's a total mess. The conflict dates back like to Old Testament times if you really want to get technical about it. But that's when it really ramped up in the modern day.
Right.
Was thanks to Hitler. There you go.
Thanks, Hitler.
I know. It's just reason for more death even today, long after he's gone.
Yep.
What a guy.
Yeah. Cool. So let's not end on that.
Let's not end on Hitler.
No. I don't think it needs saying. Let's not end on Hitler.
You want to end on tall vampire lady stuff?
Are you gonna play Tall Vampire Lady game?
No.
No, then I just thought it was funny.
Yeah. There was a really good meme that I saw on Twitter that I tossed into the Discord the other day, though. But it's like 2012, and it's got these neckbeards being like, all these people getting hot and bothered over a fake vampire fictional character talking about Twilight, right? Like, that's ridiculous. And then it's like 2021, and all of them are like agog, like just totally in love with tall vampire lady from Resident Evil. Like, yeah, huh? How the turn has tabled. Because guaranteed a bunch of people that like hate Twilight and think it's stupid that all these girls are in love with these fake vampires are totally into 9-foot tall vampire lady in Resident Evil.
To be fair, Twilight is bad. Like, let's not split hairs. Twilight is not a good piece of work.
Right.
But people should be allowed to enjoy what they want.
Yes. People should want to be attracted to fake characters, by all means, whatever. Maybe don't get too weird with it. Your mileage may vary.
Right.
Yeah. Where that line is always the question.
Whew.
Anywho.
All
right.
Trying to think if there was something else. Okay, so this is just slightly weird. In a shift of topics from crypto coins to physical coins. The New Zealand Mint is printing a coin in the shape of Master Chief.
In the shape of?
Yes.
Or just imprinting him on a circular coin, as is normal?
No.
What? What?
Yeah, so this thing is made out of silver.
Okay.
I'm going to throw a link into the Twitch chat for you, if you can grab it.
Google wants me to look at Master Chef when I do Australia Master Chief. So.
Probably because you're spelling chief wrong.
I'm doing no such thing. It auto-corrected me to be chef. Showing results for Australia Master Chef. Search instead for Australia Master Chief.
Well, I mean, there's the issue, because I said New Zealand.
Oh. That's entirely fair. New Zealand doing it seems more in line than if Australia did it.
Why is that? You think New Zealand likes Master Chief better than we do?
I think New Zealand's a little quirkier. I don't know. They're just weirder than Australians.
Okay.
You think so? No?
No, I'm not disagreeing. I was going to say it's like the Galapagos effect or whatever, where they're a small island, they have their own... They mutate weird.
Have a way with words. I'll give you that.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Oh, it's a chibi Master Chief. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's even better somehow.
This
is the weirdest concept for a coin I've ever seen. Is this?
Yeah.
Is there precedent for this?
I don't know. Apparently, there's only 2,000 of them to be produced. They are stamped with the Queen, so they are legal tender. Like, people can use this. It will cost you $150 to buy it, but it is only worth $2.
But it's literally silver.
It's literally silver, so you could sell.
How much
the
is
silver.
1 ounce? Yeah, 1 ounce of silver.
1 troy ounce, I believe. Oh, fine. Yeah, 1 ounce,
USD.
99.9 fine silver.
Apparently, silver per ounce is $25.
So it's still quite a big markup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Substantially.
Paying for the Queen's image, probably.
It's England's fault.
Yeah, you have to use her likeness.
You're probably right about that. I don't know. Like, I know countries have issued coins that have holes in the middle, so they're like...
Mm-hmm.
But, like, coins are circles. They're always circles. I just don't...
Mm-hmm. Well,
I mean, like, if you go really far back...
Coins aren't always circles.
Okay. Example?
I believe there are some Japanese coins that are like octagons.
Oh, really?
And
I
I mean, they're mostly circular.
yeah, because like 8 sides on a coin is pretty round.
Right. The Australian 50-cent coin. There you go. Perfect. It's round, but it is not a circular. It's not. It is circular, but it is not a circle.
Australia 50-cent piece. Okay, yeah, but I mean, it's
round, but it is not a circle. By technical definitions of geometry, it is not a circle.
True fact. Non-circular coins. What does internet have for me? Yeah, it's like, well, mostly circles. But if you go back far enough, like, apparently old-timey... oh. Is there an Australian coin that was like a triangle? That's kind of neat.
No, I've not heard of that.
Yeah.
The 50-cent coin from the Netherlands is a square, but they're positioned right way up for it to technically be a diamond. But that's just a sideways square. So.
Right. That makes sense. Although the vast majority of coins are round. Coins are made in other shapes. Squares, diamonds, hexagons, heptagons, octagons, decagons, and dodecagons. Mm-hmm. And Master Chief. I need to update this Wikipedia page.
I kind of want to buy one and see if I can use it at a store. Right.
Like, I promise, this is worth $2.
Yeah.
This is legal tender. It has the Queen's image on it.
Yeah.
You should do that for content. You should like record your interaction and put it on YouTube.
Here's
$200 for a YouTube video.
Yeah, well, I mean, two issues. One, it's $150 for the coin. Two, I'd have to go to New Zealand to try it.
Oh, it's a good point. It's
Now,
not that far. It'll be
no,
fine.
it's not that far. Okay, third issue. If the shopkeeper says yes, I've only gotten the value of a $2 coin.
Okay, the shopkeeper has to be in on it. You have to tell them this is for content. They'll understand.
Yeah.
And then be like, I'm going to give this to you, but I need it back.
What I'll do is I'll just keep asking them to make change for hired bills until they run out of $2 coins to give it back to me.
Nice. So let's see. Bermuda has some triangle coins that were issued in 1997. Fiji has a rectangle coin that's been issued.
The Chilean peso and 5 pesos, 8-sided.
Okay, I'm doing weird ones though.
Still
8 sides is
sucked.
not weird.
Yeah, I mean, you know.
Like this one, China and Poland have released heart-shaped coins.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is that not on this Wikipedia page?
I'm on coinage shapes. That's the article title.
That is also
And
what
at
I'm on. But
At the very bottom, additional shapes among non-circulating coins.
but
I
they
guess
don't have
these are
pictures.
non-circulating.
Yeah.
So Fiji's issued some non-circulating coins shaped like the cap of a Coca-Cola bottle. Circle.
Japanese
heck?
coins
Ben-
from what? What? You
No, go
say?
ahead. Japan?
Japan has a oval-shaped coin with a square hole in it. Still circular because it's an oval, but
Yes.
it's definitely different.
But the hole in it's cool.
Yeah.
I don't know what Benin is. Benin issued a non-circulating coin shaped like a cannabis leaf in 2011.
Wow.
Fiji loves this stuff. Issued an Iron Man mask and a Spider-Man mask.
Cool.
Cool. So, okay, but all these are non-circulating. Is the Master Chief coin is also non-circulating?
I assume so. Like, I don't think it's
Yeah.
intended to circulate, but it is technically legal tender, so it could circulate. Is the like?
I wonder how they define non-circulating here. Non-circulating mean it's not accepted as legal tender, or it just means they didn't issue enough of it that it's like constantly circulating around. You know.
That is an excellent question.
You're an expert in this field. Somebody's help us. If you're listening to this podcast, send me an email, falconpaladin@gmail.com, and tell us how this works. Or maybe Google will help us.
Okay, so uncirculating coins referred to as numismatic or collector's coins are coins intended for coin collectors and the souvenir gift market rather than the payment of goods or services. So these coins are produced in a range of precious and base metals, such as pure silver.
So it's intent. It's not intended to be used as legal tender for random transactions.
But it can. It technically can be.
It can, but there's... Yes.
For legal purposes, yes, it can, but it's not intended.
Right. So it's intent. And the amount of stuff in circulation. Because if you only issue 200 of something, it's probably not going to be passed around all that much.
No.
Yeah. Well, we learned something. Don't email me. We got this.
We figured it out.
The internet helped. As it always does.
Oh, yeah. Internet's super helpful.
All right. Well, good. Let's wrap this thing up.
Yep.
Okay. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out for another edition of the Falcon Paladin Hour. Somicron, again, cast live at twitch.tv/Somicron. Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern, or like, I don't know, 1 p.m. or whatever it is in Australia now with daylight savings.
11 a.m.
11 a.m. Sure. That's not even close within daylight savings range. It doesn't matter. Check out the store, falconpaladin.store, and the Patreon page to support the podcast directly is patreon.com/Somicron. And yeah, till next time, as always, thanks for hanging out. Stay safe, stay healthy. If you can't get gas, I feel for you. And until next time, as always, take care of yourself.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Gas, gas, gas. Can't step on the gas.